Welcome to Flash Tutorial 22, Moving Landscape Using ActionScript. It's a follow-up to Flash Tutorial 21, which was Animated Moving Landscape, and that's what I have opened on my computer. I'm going to start by making sure all the layers are locked, and one at a time we're going to unlock the graphics and find out their location. So let's start by unlocking the mountain layer. Select frame 1, open the properties panel, come back, click on the mountain, and up here you should have some value for your X of your mountain, and in my case it's 1063. So write that down on a piece of paper. If you don't have a piece of paper, pause it and go get it. Lock the mountain layer. Open up the trees layer. We're still on frame 1. Select frame 1, click on the trees. There it is, tree range. And mine is 144.3.5. Lock that one and unlock the poles layer. Select frame 1. Click on the poles. And mine is 2035.45. That's for my frame 1. Close that properties panel. Go all the way up to, in my case, the last frame. And mine is 432. I still have the poles layer, selecting that frame, last frame on the poles layer. And I'm selecting my poles, and my poles is negative 1690.35. Lock the poles layer, unlock the trees layer. We're still on that last frame. Select the trees. My trees are minus 654. I'm writing that down. And finally, the mountains, unlock it. Select the last frame. And my mountains are minus 465, negative 465. So I got all that information, and we're going to put that into code. Lock all the layers. Select frame 2. Come down, all in one stroke. Go all the way up till you cover all those frames we used. Right click in here somewhere. Remove all those frames. So all we're left with is these frame 1. Click on this poles frame 1. Hold your control button down. Click on trees frame 1 and click on mountains frame 1. Right click, remove tweens. So now we have no tweens. And if we ran it now, it would just be a static scene. Make sure all the layers are locked. Select that top layer. Insert a layer, call it ActionScript, AS. Select that frame 1 of the actions layer, open the actions panel, and type. And here we go. Because we want this to happen over and over again, we're going to use the onEnterFrame. If we didn't have this onEnterFrame function, it would only move the things one space, just once, and that would be it. So start off onEnterFrame, small o, capital E, capital F. That will turn blue. Equals function. Function turns purple. Open and close bracket. This is the open curly bracket for my function, and way down the bottom, that's the closed curly bracket for my function. And this semicolon, I don't put it in, but somehow as you're typing, the computer, the program puts it in automatically. So we're going to start off with an if statement. IF, that turns purple. Now we're dealing with, first of all, the mountain movie clip first. We didn't turn these graphics into movie clips yet, but when we finish writing the codes, we'll do that. So it's open bracket, mount, that's the name of the movie clip, capital MOUNT underscore MC. So mount underscore MOUNT capital M underscore MC period underscore x greater than equals minus 465 close bracket. Minus 465 is the value that I got for my mountain when it was on that highest frame. 432 was my frame. That was my last frame way up on my timeline. Remember, way up here somewhere. That's the position my mountain was on. So that's the negative value for that you wrote down. Then a closed bracket. There's the open curly bracket for this if. And what it's saying is, if it's greater than that, and that minus number is way, way, way to the left, so we're definitely going to be greater than that, because we're going to be somewhere around here. We're actually going to be the other number that we had. If that's the case, open curly bracket, that mount movie clip period underscore x minus equals 2. We're going to move it 2 pixels, semicolon, close curly bracket. So it's going to start somewhere around, say, here on the stage, and it's going to go move 2 pixels, and it's going to do that. And I think we're on a rate of 24 frames per second. Yeah, so 24 times a second, that's going to move to the left. Now, you can take and copy that and paste it again. Don't worry about this greater than, and if you have some problems, we'll stick this in just to do some tests. But right now, don't worry about that greater than. So you copied this, paste it in, and you're going to keep this if mount underscore MC period x. But now you want to have just less than, or up here it was greater than or equal to. This new line will just say less than minus 465. And when it's less than minus 465, that means it's all the way to the left as far as we want it to go. And we're going to say at that point in time, put it back to where it started from, and that's how we're making that loop start over again. So if that's the case, mount underscore MC period underscore x equals, and this 1063, that's the position it is on that we wrote down when it was on frame 1. Semicolon, there's the closed bracket for that if. And now we're going to do the same thing. So you can copy all this if you want and paste it, or you can write the whole thing out. We'll go through it. If, now it's the open bracket, trees underscore MC period x is greater than or equal to minus 654. That was the position it was on that last frame. Close bracket, open bracket. If that's the case, and it would be, that trees underscore movie clip underscore MC period underscore x is going to be moved minus equals, that means increment it, move it by 2.5 pixels, 2.5 semicolon. So the mountains we're moving every 2 pixels, and the trees, which is closer, is moving 2.5 pixels. And there's my closed curly bracket for that if. Eventually it's going to get where we want it to be, where it's going to be less than that, and that's what this line says. Again, if open bracket trees underscore MC period x is less than that 654, close bracket, there's the open bracket for this if. We then want the trees MC period underscore x to go back to where it was when it started on frame 1, which I wrote down 1443.5, semicolon, close curly bracket. And this is the same thing for the pole. The only things that are going to change is this value is going to change. This is going to be a 3, so it moves a little faster. This value is going to change. It's going to be the same as that one, and that's the position. So now if we ran this, we have no tweens, and it didn't work. Oh yes, because we didn't make the movie clips. So let's go back to scene 1. Let's unlock the mountains. Select frame 1. Let's make this very small. Show all. and I can see my mountains are selected. If not, pick up your selection tool. Make sure mountains is the only layer that's open. Highlight the mountains. Come up here, modify, convert it to a symbol. And I think I used in my action code MOUNT_MC. Copy that, right click, copy. Close this symbols box, open the properties panel, and up here paste it in for a instance name. Close that off, lock the mountain range, open the trees range. I'm just going to look at my action script for a minute, see if I called it tree or trees. Open my action script. Pole was singular and trees is with an S, okay? So unlock the trees layer, select that frame 1. Again, make sure that it's selected, which is down here. Come up to modify, convert to a symbol. Again, make sure movie clip is selected. Trees, TREES _MC. Copy that. Open the properties panel, paste this in for an instance name. And finally, unlock the poles layer. I can see it's selected. Modify it, convert it to a symbol. Again, movie clips is selected. POLE _MC. I'm going to copy it. Right click, copy. Close it. Open the properties panel. It's not selected, so go down here, select it, pole, and paste in that instance name. Now, that should work. Test the movie test. And there they go. And if you want to make them move faster, you would make that number faster or slower. It's this number here you would change. But naturally, the one in the back's got to be the smaller number. And I'll just show you. I'll just, for example, I'll make the poles go real fast. I'll make it, instead of 3, I'll make it 6. I won't leave it there. But the poles now will just zoom by. And when you get higher like that, it gets a bit jerky. Okay, let's go back to 3. Now I want to show you once more. If we look at the mountains, mine's stopping because of my RAM, I'm sure. There's the point right there where when it's about here, it tells it to go back and start that frame 1 again, right around there. So that's pretty reasonable. There's going to be a follow-up video. It'll be Flash Tutorial 23, Moving Background with Control. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.